Self-awareness is often presented as the beginning of everything, the first step toward change, the mark of someone mature, thoughtful, evolved. To be self-aware means to notice your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions. It means you no longer act blindly. You observe yourself as you move through the world. At first, this changes everything. You begin to see patterns where there was only confusion before. You understand why certain situations trigger you, why some relationships feel heavier than others, why you react before thinking, why you hesitate. This understanding feels stabilizing. It creates distance between you and your impulses. You are no longer entirely inside your emotions. You are slightly above them. That distance brings relief. Instead of being overwhelmed, you name what is happening. Instead of reacting, you pause. Instead of chaos, there is structure. Self-awareness gives language to experience, and language creates the feeling of control. You feel calmer, more composed, more intentional. Others may even notice. You seem thoughtful, measured, less reactive. In a world that rewards composure, this matters. Self-awareness becomes a form of intelligence, a signal that you are not ruled by instinct, that you are capable of reflection. For a while, it genuinely helps. It reduces unnecessary conflict. It softens extreme reactions. It allows you to understand your past instead of fighting it. It feels like progress, and in the beginning, it is.
No emotional arc, no conclusion tone. Silence matters as much as speech. But self-awareness has a second function that is rarely discussed. Over time, it begins to change its role. What once helped you navigate experience starts to mediate it. Instead of acting, you observe. Instead of choosing, you analyze. You notice everything, but you move less. At some point, awareness stops being a tool and becomes an environment. You live inside observation. Every impulse is examined. Every desire is questioned. Every discomfort is interpreted. You don't say no immediately. You ask why you want to say no. You don't take a risk immediately. You analyze what the risk means about you. You don't feel restless. You label the restlessness. And labeling feels productive. There is a subtle shift here. Understanding starts to replace decision-making. Insight starts to replace commitment. You feel active internally, but externally very little changes. This is the invisible cost. Self-awareness gives you something to do when you are not moving. It fills the space where action would normally exist. Instead of tension, there is explanation. Instead of uncertainty, there is interpretation. The mind stays busy. The body stays still. Over time, this becomes comfortable. You are no longer confused, but you are also no longer surprised. Nothing catches you off guard because everything is pre-processed. Every emotion arrives already analyzed. Every reaction is softened before it fully forms. Life becomes predictable, stable, manageable, and smaller. The world stops pushing back, not because you mastered it, but because you stopped pressing into it. Self-awareness slowly removes friction, and friction is what forces movement. Without friction, nothing demands change.
No emotional arc, no conclusion tone. Silence matters as much as speech. There is a moment when this becomes noticeable, not dramatic, not explosive, just a quiet realization. You look at your life and notice that it has been structurally the same for a long time. You understand yourself better than ever, yet you are standing in roughly the same place. The same patterns repeat, the same hesitations appear, the same compromises are made. You don't feel lost, you feel informed, and that is precisely the problem. Because being informed feels like engagement, but it carries no risk. Nothing changes because nothing is being risked. Self-awareness has removed urgency. There is always more context to consider, more nuance to respect, more internal factors to account for. You wait for clarity that never fully arrives, and waiting feels responsible. From the outside, it looks like patience. From the inside, it feels like preparation. But time passes, opportunities quietly expire, edges soften. The impulse to move fades. You are not resisting life, you are understanding it, and understanding has become enough to justify staying where you are. This is the friction point, when awareness no longer leads forward but inward, when insight becomes a loop. You are not stuck because you lack understanding. You are stuck because understanding has become the destination.
This is where the assumption needs to be removed. The assumption that awareness naturally leads to change. It does not. Awareness only reveals. Movement requires something else. At some point, self-awareness stops asking to be used and starts asking to be protected. You begin to defend your explanations, your insights, your interpretations. They become part of your identity. You are the person who understands themselves, who sees patterns, who notices subtle dynamics. Letting go of awareness feels like regression, like becoming careless. But awareness was never meant to replace movement. It was meant to support it. When awareness becomes the primary activity, life narrows. You don't fail. You don't succeed. You maintain. The internal shift is not about becoming less aware. It is about recognizing that awareness does not move on its own. Understanding can exist indefinitely without consequence. Movement cannot. The moment this becomes clear, something changes quietly. Not in behavior yet, but in orientation. You stop waiting for insight to resolve uncertainty. You notice where you are delaying under the guise of reflection. Not to judge it, not to fix it, just to see it without explanation.
There is a difference between seeing and moving, between knowing and committing, between clarity and direction. Self-awareness shows you the terrain. It does not make you walk. And at some point, continuing to look becomes another way of staying. Silence returns. No conclusion forms. No lesson settles. Only the recognition that understanding can be complete while life remains untouched.